It's Rickshaw here. It's the 16th, Friday of October, and the rain's pretty much quit, and we got some pretty quick moving clouds going around today, though. See how fast they're going. It's real breezy. We were just out walking around a little bit. I was out, had this dang back was killing me, so I was up walking up and down the street last night. The only place I could go is just to the end of my street and over to the couple houses down, because it was so loud. Every street I went on, I like to go to the end street and then come the next one and then this one and then the next one, and I just zigzag all the way till I get to the end, and then I turn around and I do it again over. But I headed the main one down back very quickly because the dog's just barking. You know, just constantly barking. The one street over here, that every house except two, I believe, has a dog, and they just bark. We got ones up on the balcony over there. There's three or four up there. They just bark, 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 bark. You know, why don't these people put them in? And you know, I was up. It was like 1:30. I just couldn't sleep at this back. It's really getting a hold of me. I'm gonna lay in the sun today. Hopefully it'll help. But we do got good news too. We got our stuff moving on the house. I had ordered some Insta-Hots for the kitchen sink and the shower upstairs. I wanted to get some good ones, 6,500 watt, and so those came. Those were delivered to not the realtor, but the builder. That was delivered to them. So that's taken care of. And then I got them making a provision for a big whole house, like an iron filter. I want a big filter to protect the pipes. I mean, if you see some of the crap that comes out of these pipes here, just in this house, it's unbelievable. And I don't believe it's because the people here don't know how to treat water. It's not that, it's the delivery system. A lot of places that I've been to, it goes from plastic pipe into galvanized rigid. You know, that's our old place, was that, galvanized rigid. So you get some pretty bad piping there. I've already seen them where they took pipes apart where it was black inside. You know, you don't want to drink that water. You don't even want to bathe in that water. So I'm going to put an iron filter on, and then also we're going to get a reverse osmosis, and we'll put that under so we don't have to buy water all the time. I'd love to find a whole house system, you know, to really clean it up so we can take a good shower. But look at that big beautiful cloud there. I hope you can see that. Look how pretty that is. That is just gorgeous. Looks like a big hog running. But yeah, they're moving along on the house. I see they had part of the upstairs poured, and you know, we're getting all the things we want done. I had made so many changes in that house, you know, because that was the deal. It was customizable. So, but here, when you're doing something, if you delete something, you don't get any money. That's very strange. I know when I was in the U.S. working the trades, I did about 8 years in residential, and if somebody said, okay, I don't want this, they deleted it, it came off the price. You know, as an electrician, if you say, okay, I don't want any cans in the eaves, I don't want any recessed cans in the eaves, you took them out, you couldn't charge for them. You just took them out, and you didn't have to pay for the labor or the cans. You know, and there's labor of the guys cutting the hole, you know, because usually it's not the electricians do that, they get the carpenters to do that, or the aluminum guys, and then you put your recessed cans in and all that. So taking them out, that's a big price reduction. No price reduction here. They charge me for it. Also in the master bedroom, there's a cabinet. It's a built-in cabinet. These rooms are not big at all. So I didn't want a cabinet that I couldn't move. If I want a cabinet in there to hang coats or something, I'll get a movable one, not one that's built into the wall. I just didn't want that, so I had that removed. Nope, you don't get any money off for that either. They're doing less work, less materials, the whole bit, the painter, everything, and guess what? You don't get any money off for that. So the way they do things here is strange. I'll never get a builder again. We want to do a house down in Mindoro after this one's all done and we get settled. You know, we were supposed to be out of here so long ago, and with this COVID crap and the house getting froze, and just really aggravated me what went on. But you know, this COVID baloney set us back so far. I still don't buy it. I said it from the very beginning. In March I was saying it's a bunch of baloney. You can look at my videos, and I'm saying it today. It's the biggest pile of baloney. And they're going for a push in this country to lock us down some more, because I start seeing news all over the place now. You know, there wasn't any for a while. Now, oh my, they're finding all these cases, and they just said 21 houses in this one town they're getting locked up. Not because they have it, not because anybody said they had it. It's just they were at a place where somebody who had it was. So this is them all making this stuff up again. Hi, baby.
Hello, guys.
And there you go. But it's them making up the same stuff. Hi, handsome. Just so they can keep pushing this for some horrible reason that they have in their minds, because it sure is the heck that they don't care about you. I'm convinced of that. They could care less. If they cared about you, why wouldn't the main government be giving the money to the peoples directly instead of passing it through so many people that are taking a cut? You know, with this big deal about the 8,000 the Filipinos were supposed to get. And we get a couple of cans of sardines, a sack of rice, and a chicken. I think my wife figured it out what it all cost, even at the mall, not at the market, but at the regular mall. She said it would have been like 700 pesos tops for what we got. Okay, where's the rest of the money? Government don't care. What do they care? They forked it out, maybe. So this is where we're at here, and now I don't think it's going to end. You know, I was getting optimistic that maybe at the end of October it would be done, but that's all smashed now with all the news reports I'm seeing of these people being quarantined that aren't even sick. Lots of them. You're just hearing more and more all over the place. And to me, I just say it this way: think about it now. If you want to put somebody in jail, you know, somebody you don't like, you're a government official, just point at them and say COVID. Boom, they're locked up, they're jailed. And this, guys, make no thing of this, worldwide, this is a jail sentence. This is not a quarantine. You quarantine sick people. You don't quarantine healthy people. You don't stop them from going to their job. You don't do that. This ain't no pandemic of like 1918. That's the biggest pile of crap. They tried to sell it as that, and it's not. There just ain't the people dying from it. There's more people dying from other stuff. And they want you to get the flu shot. They want you to say, okay, get that. It's going to save everything. Well, flu shots, everybody gets flu anyway. It's a pile of baloney. They don't work. It's just a money maker for them. More money off of us sheeple, you know, us tax cattle. So, you know, that's just the way that goes. But it's a shame. It is frustrating, and I don't think, no matter where you be right now, it's pretty frustrating. Sweden, I know they've been let go pretty much, but they're taking a hit too because of the trading with the other countries and the travel and all that. I have some friends there, and so they took a hit, and that's a real shame. But hey guys, don't play that, please. Why are you playing that? They're playing with that stuff that they shouldn't be touching. But I don't want their mom to get mad. She's out somewhere. She didn't even say where she was going. She just disappeared, so I don't know what happened to her. I don't know why she does that. I think if I pulled that, she'd be really pissed off, but she just walked past me and gone. So I don't know what's up with that. But it is a beautiful day. Now the clouds are pretty much, look how they're disappearing. They're moving quick today, but boy, we're getting a nice breeze. People are throwing their clothes out and they're drying quick. I think I'm going to wash some clothes here in a little bit. We don't have much, maybe one load, but I'll get it out while the sun's shining. But here, in this part of the year, you just don't know when you're going to get rain again. You know, so. But like I say before, hey, Maddie, quiet please, I'll be done in a minute. But we're looking forward to moving to the house. We wanted to go down there. But my goodness, we gotta be COVID free with some kind of test baloney, and they're not sticking them stinking swab all the way to the back of my head to test. Guys, use your common sense. That is not a test. In the United States, they want to test your DNA. All they need is a cigarette butt, you know. And if you walk into a store and you sneeze, you've infected the whole store, and they all get quarantined. But yet they have to go all the way to the back of your brain with a swab stick to test if you got it. Guys, common sense, come on, that's an implant. They're not taking anything out of there. They're putting some in that you can't sneeze out. I am not letting them do that. So, you know, without that, you can't travel. You got to get a travel pass for that. My wife is checking on it. That might be where she went today. I know we had talked about that. And she was dressed up in long pants, so she's going, usually when she goes, she's wearing shorts. But I think that's where she's going, because she's wearing long pants, and she's dressed up with closed-toed shoes, so that looks to me government office. You guys who come here, from the States or some of the other countries, hi, handsome. What you got to do...
Can you show this?
Yeah, look, we got squishy ball. Oh, it's nasty. Yes, it is. But when you come here and you go to any kind of government office or anything like that, you dress up for it. You do not go in shorts, sando. You can't wear a shirt like this. You can't wear tongs, flip-flops, open-toe shoes at all. You got to have proper shoes on, long pants. It's just how it's done here, and you just do it. Banks are okay, stuff like that. But LTO, they're starting, I believe, to require that now. Any government office, the immigration, you go into, even with the check-ins, even with my yearly check-ins I got to do, you need to be dressed up. Now the first time I went for a checkup was at this new office. They had just implemented it and I didn't know. So what they did was they let me conduct my business outside. I was handing my stuff to the security guard. He took it in. Then he came back, took my payment, took it in, because they wouldn't let me in. They would not let me in with shorts and tongs on. And I had a sando too, so whenever we go there, we dress up. I'd like to buy a pair of those pants. I used to have a pair when I was in the States they're shorts. They look just like these ones, almost identical, but they got a zipper here, and you can put the long pants on. Those are kind of nice. And then just a pair I got some nice slip-on shoes now. My buddy Tom from the States had sent me so many nice pairs of tennis shoes that fit, and they're all easy to slip on, real comfortable. I've worn every one of them so far that he sent me. For me to get shoes here, it's tough, because I can wear a 14 or a 15. 15's just slightly on the big side. 14's perfect, but that's good for me to have. But most of the stuff I get here, even the flip-flops, my foot is hanging over the back end on most of them. So we had a guy in GMA, and I'm probably going to go there again. He just takes an old tire and cuts that out with this little ulu-looking knife, and he made me some beautiful flip-flops. And what's real nice is I'll be right there with him, and he puts the top on to make sure it's too tight, because I had a pair made one time where it was too floppy. They were too loose and it didn't stretch. So this guy, he'll pull them down to where you want them, so they're tight on my feet but easy to get off. I have a couple pairs of flip-flops here. When they're on my foot, they're stuck. I can't just flop them off like my wife does when she walks in the house. And you do that here. That's something else when you come here. It's customary. I've never been to anyone's house in the Philippines that they don't do it, but you kick your shoes off. You don't walk inside the house with your shoes on. Mostly because even though, like this place where we live, the dogs still poop in the street, but the dudes come around every morning and sweep it up. The only time we had a problem was when those guys were not allowed to do their work. And then, there's a lot of these neighbors here, they'll walk their dog, not out in front of their house, they'll walk it over up to the corner and then let their dogs leave the dump. Hello. And it wasn't getting cleaned up, so it's really nasty how they do their animals in this country. And then the barking stuff, and the way these houses are. If you can see how, I don't know if you can see that real good, but how his truck's back there. When the dogs are in behind that gate and they're barking, it's like an echo. It is this terrible echo. And then the ones that get up on the porch, like up there, and they bark, it echoes across the way, and we get this terrible echo. Last night I was kind of embarrassed. I was like, oh crap, I got down the street hoping the next street would be better. I had to walk, my back was hurting so bad, and it just was terrible. Hey, Goofy. My little handsome buddy. But yeah, it was terrible with the dogs barking, and it was early. I didn't want to wake anybody up. I don't like to step on anyone's toes, that's for sure. But dang, it sure would be nice to walk. I hope our new house, the folks will do that. Put the dog in. If you're going to have a house dog, put him in. If somebody breaks in your house, believe me, he'll bark. But just to be outside, if you're going to have a dog barks and not learn. The people that go by on a regular basis, I do this most every day. It's usually better early in the morning. if I go at like 4:30 and I do my big walk, it's not too bad because there are people out moving around. There's delivery people. There's people on their bikes going to work. A lot of the dogs are let out. They're let out of their gate, and they're running around outside, so they don't tend to bark as much. But with my back hurting last night, I just had to walk it off. I walked from about 1:30 to 2:30, and a little bit longer than that, and it just was horrible. Just made my ears ring. I'm gonna have to wear earmuffs when I walk. But like I said, I think I said it in the video before. I had lots of dogs, and they, some of them, a couple of them stayed under the porch. I had dogs down across the tracks where I lived, and if somebody was walking by, yeah, they'd bark at them the first time, but if I hollered at them, go out there, shut up, they wouldn't do it again. They knew that person and they let them go. Now, if there was a stranger coming around, yeah, they bark. They would bark, and I had a lot of hunting dogs. Some of them dogs are 150 pounds, and people come around there, they're yes sir, no sir. And watch that dog, sir. But they don't bark at anybody but a stranger. But here, I've been here for about a year, and I'm still a stranger, I guess, to these dogs. And the dogs here, if you come here, I don't care if they're house dogs or dogs outside. My buddy Scott brought this up to me one time, and I started looking, and he's right. But all these dogs here got this same stupid look. I truly believe it's because they catch worms, and they never get the worms out of them. So their brains get affected, and they get this stupid look about them. But it's funny, they do. And most of them aren't smart. Nobody makes them sit or do anything that I know of. They just got them for barking things and poop makers, I guess. I don't know, maybe to clear their table scraps, I guess. But you don't see too many people that really care for them. I have not seen too many dogs. Most dogs live about 3-4 years and they're dead, because they're not fed right. They're fed rice scraps and fish bones a lot. I had one buddy here that when we would come down from his house, the neighbor guy had a bunch of dogs, just on a chain. And the years and years I went there, his dogs were always on this little short chain, enough that they could reach their dog food bowl and lay down. And chained like to a wall, and they had a little cover over them for when it rained. And most of the time I seen him, he would just take rice and table scraps and chicken bones, fish bones, and that's all those dogs ever ate. There's not a whole lot of nutrition in them, for a dog for that. And so they don't live long, and that's very sad. We want to get a dog when we move. I didn't want to get one here. We had a nice dog, and we couldn't keep it at the last place, so we had to give him away, and he's doing well. I keep telling my wife we all want to go back and see him, because that was a very nice dog. Smart. But I'd like to get another one. I'd like to get a decent size. I'd like to have a short-haired. I'd love to have like a Doberman. Don't care what color. Doberman. I love shepherds. I don't want to get a shepherd because of the long hair. We had 2 dogs when we first moved here, and they were like miniature shepherds. They looked like they were border collie and shepherd mix, but they were very small. These dogs weighed 25 pounds, 30 pounds each. But they were beautiful dogs. They were really beautiful. The sad thing was, every morning we would get up, my wife and I would sit on a bucket, and she'd take one dog and I'd take the other, and we would pick 50 to 60 ticks off of them. And then after a while, the kids were babies crawling around the floor, and I started seeing ticks on the floor in the house, and I said, that's it, let's get rid of them. Once we got rid of them, the place where there was grass there, we concreted that. I poured oil down all around before we did the concrete, and used motor oil from the jeepney guys. But we had ticks bad over at that place for a while, and we also had another weird bug in the bathroom. It was a little like a dusty bug. If you squished them with your finger, they were dusty. But there would be thousands of them on the walls in the bathroom, and you could go in there with the vacuum cleaner. They just sit there. You could smash them with your finger. They just didn't even try to get away. But I could go in there with the garden hose and wash them down the drain, or I could go in there with the vacuum cleaner and suck them all up. And the next day there was another couple thousand in there. And we had that the whole time we were in that house. Somebody said it's coming up out of the septic, but you get the septic sucked out. What else are you going to do? I don't know. So, but different kind of weird bugs and things here that happen in this country. I'd like to get more back on my videos, topics of living here in the Philippines instead of the politics. You know, I hope things go well in my country. I see all the violence and crap going on, and it just saddens the heck out of me. This happened though when I was real young in the late '60s, '68. There were the riots. There were terrible riots, and my dad had a big security company, and he was securing certain buildings and businesses and stuff, and it was just horrible. I mean, these people were horrible, and he would put all his guards on duty, protect these businesses, and it got rough. It got real rough for those people. They were helping the police. All his uniforms, they looked exactly like the police uniforms of that day. Yeah, so, it was, but it was tough. I remember him saying it was really tough for quite a while. I know that's when Martin Luther King got shot, and a bunch of crap went down. But that was all Marxist then. They found out it was Mao Zedong was behind that, and here we are again. Now we got these again. And we got these political puppets in office just because they want money is all. I mean, how much money do you get before it's enough? I don't understand these people. They just want more and more and more and more. And again, we go back to they're always bitching about getting the president's, hi baby, hi handsome, all cleaned up. They're all hollering about his taxes. I don't give a dang about his taxes. I really don't. I'd like to see their taxes though. If that guy was a private guy making lots of money, do you think if he did anything wrong, they would, the IRS wouldn't have been all over him like white on rice? Come on, they would be. But these politicians, they're in this office making, it's not that much money. Under 200,000, it's not that much money. But they got these multi-million-dollar mansions. They got all this expensive stuff. They got lots of money. I'd like to see their taxes. And then now you're looking at this Biden guy with his son. I just seen a thing on there where he said if he gets in, he's going to treat us all like family. And I'm like, yeah, great. Hey, treat me like family. Send me over to China. Get me a couple $1 million and get me a $50,000 a month job. I'll be family. I'm ready to go. Well, I'll tell you what, guys. It's enough for today. As Rick Shaw, don't forget to pray for each other. Even these people that are so hard on you, these lefties that, they just have no consideration for you, but be considerate to them. Like the good Lord said, somebody slaps you in the cheek, turn the other cheek. Do the best you can. And we need to get along. That's how we're instructed by the good Lord. In order to get along up there, you need to get along down here. So, y'all take care now, yeah?